On one remote day, there were two girls. Charlith was traveling to the United States for her vacation, full of excitement and curiosity. On the other hand, Jhyrel was going back to her home in the United Kingdom after a long stay abroad. Both of them were walking quickly through the busy airport, each one thinking about their own plans. But destiny had prepared a little surprise for them. Suddenly, they bumped into each other. Their tickets slipped from their hands and scattered across the floor. Once both of them settled into the plane, they started to realize that something was indeed wrong.
Excuse me, miss? Yes? What is the destination to this flight? New York City. Oh my gosh! I'm, I'm going to New York City, but that's the wrong destination. I have to be prepared. I have to look for all the information to face this adventure.
In order to know about the place Jiret was going, she searched for a video on YouTube, and she found just the one.
Okay, if you're planning to visit the United States, get ready because you are going to love it. There is so much happening, and we're here to give you the best recommendations so you don't miss a thing. First of all, the US is super diverse when it comes to religion uh, because you'll find churches, mosques, synagogues, and people with no religion at all. That freedom to believe or not believe is part of the country's identity, and you'll see it everywhere. Um, it's not just about religion. The U.S. defines itself through values like freedom, democracy, justice, and equal opportunity. That's what people mean when they talk about the American dream, the idea that you can start from anywhere and still move forward. What's cool is that the US is known as a melting pot. People from all over the world brought their food, music, and tradition, and it all blended into something new. Go through any American city and you'll feel that mix instantly.
Now let me tell you about traditions. If you're there in July, you cannot miss the 4th of July. Imagine fireworks lining the night sky, barbecues everywhere, people dressed in red, white, and blue. Children having fun everywhere. It's just magical. Come in November and you'll get Thanksgiving. We're talking turkey, stuffing, pumpkin pie, football on TV, and families gather around the table. It's cozy, it's heartwarming, and trust me, you'll eat until you're full and then some. And if you like costumes and fun, you have to experience Halloween. Streets full of carved pumpkins, kids in adorable costumes, haunted houses, candy everywhere. You'll feel like you're in a movie. And of course, the best season of the year, Christmas. In this time, you will enjoy with your family and friends. You will eat a lot, and what I love the most, you'll see all places shining, because decorations is what we care the most. So Christmas spirits will find you everywhere. These holidays aren't just days on a calendar. They are full on experience you'll never forget.
Politically, the US was a democratic republic. People vote for representatives, but sometimes they also get to decide directly on issues. So, yeah, participation is a big deal here. And of course, we can't forget the accomplishment. The US has a history of innovation that changed the world. The Wright brothers' first powered flight in 1930, the mass production of the Model T-4, the construction of the Panama Canal, the laying of transoceanic cables, the invention of the cell phone, and even the creation of the internet. Who doesn't remember the moment humans first walked on the moon with Apollo 11 in 1969? This achievement shows the pioneering spirit that defines the country.
Now, if you love shopping, brace yourself. The United States is shopping heaven, from luxury brands of Fifth Avenue, New York, to massive mall in every state, to Black Friday, where prices drop like crazy. It's wild, it's fun, and you will find amazing deals. And on top of that, you'll feel the energy of the world's largest economy everywhere you go. Wall Street in New York, Silicon Valley in California, this is where big ideas and big dreams come true. Now let's talk about the fun stuff. The USA is the heart of entertainment. Hollywood movies, yeah. Broadway musicals in New York, pure magic. Musical festivals, concerts, comedy shows, you'll find it all. In sports, oh, you have to go to a game. Baseball, basketball, football, the stadiums are insane. Fans screaming, music, everyone living in the moment. Even if you don't know the rules, you'll be hooked by the energy. Alright foodies, this is your moment. American food is legendary and every region brings something totally unique. New York pizza slice so huge, you need two hands to hold it. Crispy sourdough fried chicken with warm, buttery cornbread. Tex-Mex tacos and burritos in Texas loaded with flavor. And of course, apple pie. Because let's be real, nothing is more American than apple pie. The USA is basically the world's kitchen, and you will never, I repeat, never go hungry here. The Statues of Liberty welcoming you with open arms, the Golden Gate Bridge glowing red at sunset, the Grand Canyon, so huge and beautiful it would leave you speechless. Mount Rushmore, Times Square, the Las Vegas Strip, the beaches of Miami, every single place feels like its own adventure. And that's the thing. Every state in the USA is different. It's like traveling through 50 mini countries, each with its own vibe and personality. So why should you visit the USA? Because it has everything: history, culture, food, shopping, sports, entertainment, nature, and unforgettable traditions. No matter who you are, there's something here that will make you fall in love.
Hey, I guess you concentrated too much on that video and you forgot the situation that was going on, right? What if we see Charlotte's point of view?
Wait, what? This is not my ticket. This is not even my name. Excuse me? Yes? Where am I going? What is this place? Like, where am I travel?
This flight is to London.
Wait, what? London?
Yes, in the UK.
No.
No.
Well, I have to accept my destiny. Well, now I have to look all the information that I can about London, about UK.
And with that in mind, Charlotte also looked for a YouTube video, but about the United Kingdom. They really are connected, don't they? So, you clicked on this video because you want to know more about the United Kingdom. Then I got to, because in this video you'll know every aspect of it, starting from the history, because in order to really know the place you are going to, you need to learn about its history and where it came from. So without further ado, let's start. The first inhabitants of Britain were the Picts 10,000 years ago, followed by the Celts in the 6th century before Christ, then the Romans, and later the Angles, Jutes, and Saxons, who shaped England's identity. Between the 900s, Viking, Danish, and Norman invaders ruled, while the Celtic kingdoms held out in Ireland, Wales, and Scotland. In the 13th century, England took Wales. By 1536, both were officially united. Scotland joined in 1707, then forming Great Britain, and Ireland followed in 1801, creating the United Kingdom, though most of Ireland became independent in 1922, leaving Northern Ireland part of the UK only. Through colonization, the UK built a vast empire, starting with Jamestown in 1607. After losing the American colonies in 1783, it expanded in Asia, Africa, and Canada, with India colonized in 1858. By the 1900s, the British Empire ruled over a quarter of the world's population. Can you imagine that? That's a lot. Then, the 20th century brought two world wars, both draining the UK's resources. After 1945, decolonization accelerated, with India gaining independence in 1947, and more than 50 countries becoming independent during Queen Elizabeth II's reign. Now, talking about modern times, the UK joined the European Union in 1973, but voted to leave in 2016 and officially exited in 2020, what we call the Brexit. In September 2022, the Queen Elizabeth II died, and her son became King Charles III. And with that, we got to a topic that I know that you are interested in, right? The monarchy. Let's get to know the reality of the United Kingdom's government. The UK's government evolved over centuries. In the 9th century, monarchs ruled with advice from religious leaders and nobles. Today, it is a constitutional monarchy, where the king or queen is head of state, but holds no political power. The old Council of Advisors developed into parliament, making the UK a parliamentary democracy. The parliament has two chambers, the House of Commons with elected officials and the House of Lords with members appointed by the monarch on recommendations. The Prime Minister, usually the leader of the ruling political party, is actually the head of the government and the one who takes the decisions. Now, let's get to know a little bit about the United Kingdom's economy. This is based on both goods and services, using the British pound as its currency. The major exports include oil, iron, steel, cars, aircraft, and automobile parts. However, services dominate, particularly on finance, business, and tourism, which earns over £30 billion annually. Historically, the UK accumulated vast wealth through colonization, with India alone providing an estimated of 45 trillion in today's value. The educational system in the United Kingdom. It is very influential worldwide. Children start with primary school, then they move to secondary schools. And after that, they can continue with A levels or vocational studies before going to the university. The UK has some of the most prestigious universities in the world, such as Oxford and Cambridge, which have educated scientists, leaders, and writers for centuries. And speaking of scientists, the UK has made many accomplishments in science, politics, and culture. Isaac Newton, Charles Darwin, and Stephen Hawking changed the way that we see the world. The country also gave us penicillin, parliamentary democracy, and some of the most popular sports like football, rugby, and cricket. And of course, its influence on literature, film, and music has been enormous.
Something that I'm sure about it is that the UK is a wonderful location to explore. So I'm gonna tell you some interesting things about it. Let's start with the geography. UK is made up of England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland, and each place feels unique. If we see England, it has green countryside, cozy village, and cities like London. Scotland has the Highlands with mountains and lochs like Loch Ness, if you know the legend, right? Wales is full of castles. You can find more than 600, and Northern Ireland has a giant causeway with rocks and shaped like perfect hexagons. But what are you know about the climate? Well, be prepared. It's often rainy and cloudy, especially in England, so always carry an umbrella. Summers are mild, winters are cold and gray, but that's part of the charm. The unpredictable weather is why British people love to talk about it all the time. So, right now, you know the answer. British culture is a mix of old traditions and modern influences. If you're here in summer, you can join Dropping the Color, the King's official birthday parade, and in November, don't miss Bonfire Night with fireworks across the country. In December, Christmas markets are everywhere, especially in cities like Bath or Edinburgh. About the customs, remember to dress by season. In winter, a good coat and scarf are a must. In summer, it's mild, so a light jacket works. And yes, people queue everywhere, so line up politely. Because of immigration, the UK is multicultural. There's strong influences from India, Pakistan, the Caribbean, Africa, and Eastern Europe. That's why you can find Jubilee celebrations of Leicester, Notting Hill Carnival in London, and Chinese New Year in Manchester. It's like the war in one country. Food is one of the best ways to explore the UK. For breakfast, there's the famous full English eggs, bacon, sausages, beans, toast, and mushrooms. In Scotland, you might find porridge instead. For lunch, many people grab sandwiches or a Cornish pasty. And dinner could be fish and chips, shepherd pie, or Sunday roast with meat, potatoes, and Yorkshire pudding. And of course, don't miss afternoon tea. It's not just about tea. It comes with sandwiches, scones with clotted cream and jam, and small cakes or biscuits. Popular snacks are crepes, shortbread, and mince pies around Christmas. Remember, curry is considered a national favorite here. You'll find amazing Indian restaurants in almost every city. Religion in the UK is diverse. The main church is the Church of England, but you'll also find Catholics, Muslims, Hindus, Sikhs, Jews, Buddhists, and people with no religion at all. Some of the most beautiful places to visit are Westminster Abbey, St Paul's Cathedral, and Canterbury Cathedral. In Edinburgh, St Giles Cathedral is a highlight, and in London, you can find also visit the East London Mosque or Nissim Temple. Morals here are all about respect and fairness. That's why people say please, thank you, and sorry so often. It's a way of keeping things polite and harmonious. So the respect is the principal thing in UK. In art and architecture, the UK has the best of the best. For example, in literature, we have Shakespeare and J.K. Rowling with Harry Potter. In music, we had the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, Queen, Elton John, Adele, Ed Sheeran. The list never ends. Each generation of music has had a strong British influence. But talking a little more about architecture, it tells a story in every representation. You can explore castles like Windsor, Gothic cathedrals like York Minster, and modern icons like the London Eye or the Shard. And fashion, that's the best part. Designers like Vivienne Westwood and Alexander McQueen turned London into a fashion capital. Walking around Shoreditch or Camden, you'll see creativity everywhere. And all of that takes us to here, to this specific question. What makes people in the UK feel British? Well, definitely our humor. It's dry, sarcastic, and sometimes confusing, but very funny. And tea is also a national symbol, as well as football, pubs, and royal traditions. But being British today also means being multicultural, celebrating different heritages while still keeping old traditions alive. That balance between old and new is what defines our identity. So remember, knowing UK, it's about discovering the stories, the traditions, the food, the humor, the creativity that make this country so unique. I promise, you live with more than just photos. You live with experiences that stay with you forever.